Hi everybody, welcome to Gunpla TV.
Hey guys.
Brought to you by HobbyLink Japan. This is episode 134.
134, Sid.
And Ryan, before we get into all this plastic, you had something you wanted to say?
Yes, for those who don't know,
Yes.
we have a competition.
Yeah.
Please enter it. We have a group and all this kind of stuff. You know where to find it if you need to. There have been some technical issues that people have pointed out to us with the sign up for our HobbyLink TV site. We're working to resolve that.
Yeah.
There is a slight workaround if you run into this issue. It's just fill out your name and then fill out the question to make sure you're a human and just tick the box and then submit, and it should create an account with you. Don't fill out all the other fields, just the ones that are required.
Okay.
And that might help you out. Most people don't have this problem, but there are a few and it just will not go away.
Okay. Well, until we get that discovered, what the problem is, at least they have the workaround.
Yes.
Which is good.
And always just email us and
Yeah.
we'll do our best to help you out.
Okay.
Now we have kits to show.
We have
Sid?
kits to show and more. So let's start with the new one. Just came in.
Yes.
And we're going to start with Valvrave and not Gundam this time. Well, don't worry, we'll show Gundam.
Yeah, we'll show
But
Gundam.
here's the Valvrave. It's the newest one, number 5. And it is called the Hiuchiba.
Does that have any
Hiuchiba.
special meaning?
Well, if you look at the kanji there, it says Fire Strike Wings. So this is the Fire Striking Wings right here.
That's cool.
Fire Striking Wings. It's blue, and it's got a lot of like crazy stuff in this box that we haven't seen with Valvrave yet. So we're actually gonna have a look inside. This is a fat box, Ryan. So let's see what's
Fat.
inside. Fat is good, right?
Yeah.
When it comes to model kits.
P-H-A-T.
All right. So first thing that greets me when I open this thing up: stickers. And lots of
Stickers, yeah.
You can see standard, what's become now standard for Valvraves. All these stickers, multiple colors. You got the white on this side and the white and blue mixed in here. Again, it's going to be busy building this with stickers. Now the reason this box is so fat comes down to these parts right here. I'm assuming these are the fire-hitting wings right here.
Yes,
You
and
can see
they're
that.
impressively large.
They are. You can see that they've got the frame part here. Inside the same plastic bag is the cover, the clear transparent part. So you will just put these together with a couple mounts, add them to the arms of your kit, and I wonder how much you'll weigh actually.
Actually, the side box where they actually show it fully done, those wings look very impressive.
Yeah, it does look cool. Okay, and we have a couple of transparent parts here, for whatever they may be. Now, this guy does come with the effect parts that we have seen with the other Valvrave kits, but when we flip this over, you can see it's got these kind of effect parts.
Okay.
These are actually meant to attach to the thing it holds in its hand, kind of like
Okay.
what do they call it? I
Like
can't remember what
lightning
they call it.
bolts.
Yeah, it's called the bolt something or other.
Okay.
But the bolt something or other. I'm choking here.
Lightning bolts.
Here's the other parts for it here too. These are actually part of the build for that thing that goes on in its hand. Kind of a cool design there. These are actually going to open up when you want them to. And then there's actually some blue in here.
Blue.
So far we've looked at everything else but blue, but there is the actual blue arm. And a big stand.
Oh, the stand.
The stands. Now there is a lot of attachments here depending on how you want to hook it up. But there you go. You'll be able to mount this guy and you'll be able to strike some fire with your wings, whatever you want to do with your Uchiba.
Yeah, make sure if anyone is actually building this out there, please post it in one of the groups.
Yeah.
Let us know about it. I'd be interested to actually see this as a completed kit.
Valvrave is becoming more and more popular.
Yeah, absolutely.
And, it's fun for me because it means that Bandai's could invest more time into them, and they've already done some pretty cool models in this series. So I'm glad to see it continuing. All right, there you go, newest Valvrave, and of course there's more on the way.
Yes.
More on the way, and now this box I mentioned is pretty fat, and we showed the deep impact, or was it the full impact, that the Hito that's coming in December. I imagine that box is going to be like this, maybe even bigger.
Deep impact, full impact.
Full impact, deep full impact. If you know what I'm saying. So I'm going to put this over here. Ryan,
Yes,
what do you have to show?
now I have the VF1J Valkyrie 30th Anniversario.
Anniversario.
Now your kit won't say Anniversario, it will say Anniversary,
Yes.
but we just love it. But I want to pop this sucker open.
Now I think I've seen this already.
Yes, I did the kind of, would you call it the toy, the action figure? The
Yeah,
transforming action figure. That was fun and awesome and easy to transform. This doesn't transform.
That's right, it's the
So
plane.
it's just a plane.
All right, let's have a look.
Let's check it out. I'll actually start with the decals.
That's the cool part.
Yeah, this is, I mean, and actually looking at it, I realized it's actually not too hard because all of these little stickers here, which on the action figure I built were individuals, but here they're just one big
So one big decal.
one big decal. So all you need to do is put on the one big decal instead of lots of little decals. Now with this kit, you only get the I guess the anniversary sheet. You don't get the television version or anything like that. But actually, I think you'll be okay. This doesn't look too hard. If you look at the manual, that's basically what you're looking at. The whole kit. So I mean, it'll take a little bit of effort, but you're not doing any transformation, so you're pretty safe. But let's just quickly take a look at the plastic.
Okay.
Look, no surprises here. It's all white. So you're gonna be
white.
You're gonna be putting stickers on this. Yeah. So I'd probably recommend a top coat or flat coat or something, just to take away the plastic here. But yeah, if you're into Macross, this looks like a pretty straightforward. And if you're into the 30th anniversary,
celebrate with us.
Yeah, celebrate. Look, it's not in Italian or whatever. It just says anniversary, even though the box says
Anniversario.
Anniversario. So there we have it.
Nice.
If you're up for some serious decaling, have fun. But Sid, there is a big news.
Big news. Now, big kit just arrived. The one we've been waiting all month or more for. Here it is. Blam. There you have it, Ryan. It's the Proto, the Wing Proto.
The triple XG.
Triple XG.
Now, what does the triple X mean?
Obviously, I know what triple X means, Ryan.
Yeah, not what I'm thinking. But as we have found in our previous experience, some of the guys who watch our show know about this stuff. So you can fill us in.
Yes, what's with the number designations on the wing kits?
Now this is not related to any pornography, I assume. So it must be must be related to something else.
Okay. But let's talk about pornography later, Ryan. And actually talk about this kit.
Porn-free episode.
I'm so excited to have it in my hands.
Yes.
I'm going to open it up right now. What's inside the Wing Proto box? All right, I actually don't want to open up the box because this box art is
it's
awesome. I want to hang it on the wall, maybe. I don't know.
It's triple X.
Okay, so we've built enough wing kits over the last few years to know that we're kind of seeing what we expect. Of course, these are going to be for the wings, but they're quite sizable. So because I'm like a kid at Christmas time, I can't wait, and I'm going to open these guys up right now. So I got two C runners here, and they do have the wing parts here, you can see, but you can also see they're including the leg parts and whatever else. So you'll be coming back to here on a lot during the second half of the build. Green parts, blue parts there. Now here's the feet, which are predominantly red. You can see it looks like they go together almost exactly the same way, and there's also parts for the shoulder. Shoulders look a little bit.
Did those blue parts have like a metallic finish? Or is that just me?
That's just the color they come in.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. This yellow part right here does not have a home. Just sitting there like that. Now, here's the B parts. B parts, mostly it's the shield. You can see this is the large shield part here. And the head. And then the skirt parts as well. So the shield, when you come to build that, usually at the end of the build, you'll be spending a lot of time here. But that should be the only thing left once you get through all this, because it's going to go, you know, parts for the head, parts for the skirt, and then you do this. And now here's the F parts, which will contain, there's two of them, it looks like. E parts, these are going to contain all the frame you need for the arms and the legs. And there's two of them, so they're identical. So anything that's symmetrical in your kit, you're going to be coming to these ones. Well, I have this one here. You can look at these markings, but because there's lots of them, I kind of want to open this up too. And you get markings. Again, this is standard. You know, you're going to get your foil stickers, your dry transfers, and then the stickers, which are actually pretty good now. They're new type of stickers. However, remember, Gundam decals are coming back, so you can get water slides for these as well if you prefer to go that route. We got beam sabers. I like these ones, the curved ones. Looks good when you do the action poses. And here's everybody's. I'm familiar with multicolored runners. A runner is usually the multicolored runner in the kit. They'll give you a bunch of different colors kind of mashed together. And you can see there's a lot of actually kind of clear blue parts to this kit here. So you'll be using these a lot throughout the build. And one thing I noticed when I was looking at the show when it was on a stand, I wondered, is the stand going to be part of the kit? And there it is. You do get a stand with
a sizable stand.
It kind of looks the same as the one we just had with the Strike Rouge. I don't know. I'll have to confirm that actually. It looks kind of good. It's just called Base 2. It's not assigned to any kit, so it might have made appearances with other kits in the past. And here's some hand parts. They're swappable, which hit or miss sometimes, but hopefully they'll be all right. Now, it does come with some flyers, so here's some Gundam W, you know, the Gundam Wing.
Yeah.
And the Blu-ray is apparently coming next year. We're going to see the Blu-ray. And they actually were cool, and they listed all the Gundam Blu-ray that are available now.
It's a lot.
It is a lot. And they actually had a little booth at the show we were just at. Namco Bandai had a little booth, and they actually had all these kind of lined up. It was really cool.
Expensive Blu-rays in Japan.
Expensive, yeah. Buying movies in Japan. And this waltz, big news out of here is it looks like in November 26th, there's going to be a new manga, a new comic.
Oh, a new manga.
That's kind of cool.
Cool.
Yeah. And now here is the manual. Standard manual. Kind of cool art there. I like that. Now, the question for us is how big is the transformation? So you can see the transformation. It does go into its Neo bird mode. Neo, I know Kung Fu bird mode. And it starts here on this page, page 18, and you flip it over. And you can see these steps are going along here. It actually is, it looks like it's taken quite a few steps, maybe more than the other wing when it came out. But you eventually will end up with the Neo bird mode. And next time we're on the show, I'm going to actually be transforming it. All right, so Wing Proto, I'm going to take it home.
Yes.
I'm going to build it. Next episode we're going to have the Wing episode, we're going to call it. And it's just going to be Wing. I'm not going to bring the other suits from the series on. I'll bring this guy on. I'll finish, and we'll look at the transformation. And I'll bring on the other MG Wing Gundams.
Now there will be probably
custom.
2 weeks break, so just
time.
Yeah, it gives it time. It gives me time to have a little bit of a break.
Yep.
But you have been working on something else.
I have. Speaking of having a little bit of a break, well, I had a day off there last week. I went in and I actually managed to spend some time working on the Kitbash.
Wow.
So I'm going to show everybody what I've done with that. All right, so when it comes to the Qubeley, or this Kitbash I'm doing, one aspect I wanted to use from the Qubeley was the hands. I think they're very unique.
Yeah.
And I think that they should stick around with this build.
Yeah,
and this presented a little issue simply because the connection's a little bit different. Because if you look at the Sinanju Stein, and we've shown this enough times, it comes with that new type hand, and you plug it into here. And I found that, well, if I plug this in here, it doesn't quite fit. Like, I can get it if I mash it. But then I thought, you know what? Maybe I don't want to go with this in general, this shape, because, you know, the Qubeley is very smooth, lots of curved lines. And we know the Stein, it does have some areas which are kind of blocky, and this arm is one of them. Well, fortunately for me, the Sinanju arm is actually very curved.
Oh.
So it's almost the same frame, except for the frame part in the middle here is different. So all I really need to do is just swap some parts around, or even just swap armor. I'm going to paint it all anyway. But this hand goes together with a peg, which is a different size than this one. So that means that I should be able to just drop this hand in here. So when I went to test it out, yeah, it did take a little bit of force, but boom, it popped in there. And it looks kind of cool, you know,
yeah,
these long kind of curves here that move into these kind of lines, which I like. So, you know, I'm going to paint anyway, but I might as well use the Stein colors right here. I'll pop this back on. Here we go. Drop this back on here, and I've got what I think I'm going to go with my arm here. You know, this thing can move; it's not a problem. And just a matter of dropping this on this guy. So there he is. Now I kind of like the extension, the longer fingers this has, because the kit is so long. I think it'll work out really well. Now I'm going to put this aside here, and we're going to talk about the skirt here. Now, the previous episode I showed the front skirts, and we kind of talked about the back skirt, but I thought, you know, I can kind of clip this on here and it works. But what I found is this piece to consider. When I showed it last time, I was only talking about, let me dig these pieces out here. I only had these pieces just to show, because I wanted to show how the paint comes through there. And dropping it on here like this is okay, but there's all this stuff underneath that I want to include because this part goes on the bottom here, and these things actually, there's little things that actually plug inside of here, and I want to use all that in my build. But what I found was, when I had this back part on here like normal, and I tried to test fit it like this, it does fit in properly, but it sticks way out, like it's almost like a bee.
Yeah,
like,
that's what I was thinking, like an insect.
It's a giant insect. Yeah. And yeah, that's cool, but it would leave these huge gaps here where the legs start.
Yeah.
And I don't know if it would look very well. So what I decided was, by leaving off this back armor piece, I can actually drop this all the way down. And it actually will move a little bit, and because this is actually made to accommodate the gun, it actually can slide forward and back, I think, when you're putting weapons in. So this can actually slide as well. Once I clip it on, it will slide. You see it sliding here? So I can should potentially just be able to kind of glue it in place, maybe put a little rod through there, and this guy will be able to stay on there. But that does mean that I'm going to have to go without this, which is fine because the easiest way to do it is to just cut off the peg. There's supposed to be a peg that holds it in place. I'll cut it off, I'll sand it down, and I'll paint the frame on this thing, and then this thing will be able to go all the way down, and you can see it kind of, that line kind of fits in there, and it will tuck in underneath rather than sticking straight out. So that's what I'm going to do with the back skirt on this guy. And so far so good here.
Yeah, I'm interested to see how this kit works out on the end. It's,
well, once I get it finished and painted, it should look maybe okay. Now, if I was doing the skirt the other way, this would be sticking way out like this.
Yeah, no, it's good that it folds down a bit.
Cool.
Yeah.
So now, you see he doesn't have a head here? Well, that's because I kitbashed the head as well. So here's the Sinanju Stein head, and I've taken off the face mask.
Yes.
Because here is the end of the face of the Qubeley. Now this is actually quite a longer piece. It's meant to kind of sandwich in that very long Qubeley head. But what I decided to do is just kind of tinker around with this and see if I can get this to work, dropping it in where the face mask of the Stein goes, and it actually fits. Now, I still got some trimming to do, and likely it will be glued in place once it's done. But once I get the shape right, I will put the eye sticker on there after it's all painted, and the last step will be to drop this piece into place, and then I'll have the head.
Sexy.
And yeah, he looks like a fowl of some kind.
Yeah, he looks.
And I'll have to figure out what I want to do with the top part. Likely I'll still go with the Sinanju Stein piece. But yeah, this is what he's going to look like, and I'm going to drop him on there. And so we got the leg, the feet done, and we've got, I guess, the skirt done. The arms are finished. So now I got to think about what I want to do with the torso, and then we're going to get down to starting to get ready to paint, I guess.
Almost done.
Almost done, maybe.
That is awesome. The mallard.
The mallard, that's what I think I might call it.
I like it.
It's kind of cool as a working title as I work on this, but it just kind of worked out better than I thought it would. Of course, I've got a long way to go, and with these different colors here, once I'm done the construction, the painting of it becomes a lot more important, so I'll have to decide on colors and whatnot, but for now, so far so good.
Awesome. Next you'll be working at Bandai.
No. Yes.
Yes, Bandai.
Bandai.
Okay, questions. Is that okay?
I'm ready when you are.
Okay, Jack Tran.
The mallard says yes.
The mallard says yes.
What does the fox say? Okay.
Sid, do you think we will ever get MG kits of other Gundam 00 suits?
The answer is yes, but there's a little hiccup thrown in there. Apparently in the new Hobby magazine I checked out just this morning, it looks like there's going to be an MG Qubeley Repair 2 available on the Bandai online shop.
Yeah, and just remember, when you buy from Bandai, our salaries are not paid.
Oh, anybody outside Japan, aside from maybe Hong Kong, can't order directly from the Bandai site. However, the idea that they're putting out this Qubeley Repair 2, it's another MG 00 kit. Maybe there's a chance we're going to see some of the other ones as regular releases in the future. Because maybe people who have already built the Qubeley might not want to spring for a Repair 2, but they want to spring for something new. Bandai might have it in the works.
And
as we've seen from the show we were just at, Bandai kind of throws people curveballs every now and then, because we saw the Gundam X and we thought we'd never see one.
Okay, next, Masterful Paladin. This is from YouTube.
Okay.
Question for Sid and Ryan, if I can give an answer. Maybe I will, maybe I won't.
Okay.
If the Gunpla battle systems from Gundam Builder Fighters or Gunpla Builders Beginning were real, what 1/144 scale model would we see you in most often? For me, I think I'd like to use the Gundam Throne Sway. with my own custom color scheme, of course.
Well, since we're talking 1/144 scale, you know, most of my experience in model kits is MG, but 1/144 scale, I'm gonna go out and say that I think the new F91 would be what I want to be around in, because it's looking awesome.
I like mega size, but that's not in that scale. HG. Yes. Okay. Well, Sid's given his opinion. Next is from producer, and this is from our group on our blog.
Okay.
Hello, Sid and Ryan. Greetings from Malaysia. Just want to say, may God bless Mondays with Gunpla TV. Something to look forward.
At least somebody's looking forward to Mondays.
Yeah.
Because it's not me.
Something to look forward to every Monday evening after a long day of work.
Oh, that's kind of.
I'm actually scheduled to visit Osaka and Kyoto this year, year end, but everything just went down south. So I'm assuming
I guess those plans went awry.
not South America, just south.
Japan, Osaka.
I'm working on another trip to visit Japan in 2014, trying to hit one of those major model events.
Yeah.
It seems like there are so many throughout the year. Since you
there
guys frequently visit them, which is Japan's biggest, baddest model event? Which month and where? Your feedback is highly appreciated.
I think that would have to be Shizuoka.
For Gundam as well?
Well, Bandai usually has a big booth there. The tides are shifting though. Shizuoka used to be the big thing, where all the model, like Shizuoka is kind of where all the model factories are. Bandai's there, Tamiya's there, Hasegawa's there, I think Fujimi as well. And they all would get together and display their new stuff. Always full of surprises. However, things are kind of shifting with some Tamiya having kind of their own event, and I think in Tokyo to coincide with the other model show in Tokyo. So people have to decide if they want to go to Shizuoka, or they want to go to the Tamiya event, or they want to go to all of them. So right now it's kind of up in the air about which one's the biggest, because the numbers are kind of fluctuating.
Well, there are two. There's Shizuoka, and next year everyone will be together again at the Mokkei or Japan Hobby Show.
So they say.
Now, producer, that's your name. I would recommend checking the videos we've done at the shows and see which ones you think would be of most interest to you. Because we also do the Gunpla show at the end of November.
Gunpla Expo.
And if you're totally into Gundam and you want to get the limited edition stuff from the Bandai store and all that kind of things, I mean, you can be there as well.
Yep.
So yeah, check out our vids on the shows and make a decision.
Yeah.
But Shizuoka is a safe bet. That's in July, what, May?
Isn't it May? That's
April,
the thing.
May.
If you come for Shizuoka, it's kind of May, and that's it. If you come and you're here for maybe a month, maybe you can hit like the model show like we just were at, and then hit the Gunpla Expo, which is just like 5 weeks later kind of thing. It depends how long you're staying.
And it's in Tokyo.
Yeah, if you come to Tokyo, two things.
But if you're in Osaka and Kyoto, then Shizuoka's near.
Yeah.
Anyway, next, THX 1138.
1138.
1138. Hello guys, thanks for what you are doing. Watched every Gunpla episode in a course of 1 week. Wow. So I think that's 100 and something hours. And really enjoyed every one. I have a question regarding your last episode, number 133.
Yep.
I must say that I was pretty surprised that Scott was on E-Day in Prague. We had that guy there.
He had his little interview?
This is not that guy though. At first I could not believe what I was hearing or seeing. I was there too, but did not have the chance to meet him. So I was wondering if he plans to visit next year too. Thank you for your reply. Best wishes.
Well, as far as I know, Scott goes every year.
Yeah, he was there this year, the previous year, and he will probably be going next year because we actually do have a lot of deals with model companies in.
Yeah. The Czech Republic, for those who don't know, like everybody talks about Japan and the models in Japan. The Czech Republic, for a smaller, less populated country, produces a huge amount of military models.
Yeah,
I think Edward is there. Oh man, now I'm going to forget all these names, but I think there's like 6 or 7 model companies just in Czechoslovakia. Sorry, Slovakia. Czechoslovakia.
Yeah.
So,
Prague.
Prague. No, it's not all Prague.
No.
It's funny. Actually, I can mention this. I'm still one of those people who struggles over that the Czechoslovakia kind of split. Because when I was growing up in Canada, we'd watch a lot of Olympic ice hockey and world champion ice hockey, and the Czechoslovakian team at the time was always really, really strong, and it was always in our vocabulary. You know, we're playing in Czechoslovakia, and when they split, you know, it was of course a big adjustment to make, especially for someone.
Still like, it's history.
World geography, history, and all that.
Yeah. But anyway, you might see him at E-Day.
Yeah.
So just keep an eye out.
Yeah.
Next is Ace,
Okay.
also from Gunpla TV.
All right.
Hi, Sid and Ryan.
Mm-hmm.
Got a question about the action base of my Valvrave. There are too many attachments and I don't know what to do with them. Question is, all caps, how do I use them? Growl.
Okay.
Thanks and more Gunpla power to you both.
I think the manual should kind
Yeah,
of
the
say what they're
manual,
used for.
yeah.
I haven't actually gone ahead and played around with the full stand type thing. All I can say is Google is your friend, you know. If you are unsure, just type in, Valvrave kit review. And usually the people showing reviews of kits are pretty detailed.
Yeah.
They'll have a lot of pictures and images and stuff like that. Even if it's in Japanese, you'll still get a lot of images. But let us know how it goes.
Yeah, patience is your friend.
Well, it's a model, so you can just decide what you do. I want this to go here.
Finally,
Yeah.
Ian Chen from Facebook.
Okay.
My MG Sinanju OVA version just broke apart.
Okay.
Here's a picture. Do you have suggestions to fix this?
Actually, I do. This is kind of surprising because everybody knows the version Ka Sinanju had a problem with that peg. It would snap off. And we thought, well, now that the Sinanju Stein or the OVA MGs are out, that peg, the plastic is a lot more pliable, not as stiff.
Yep.
We should not be seeing that pin breakage as much. And now here he is with an image.
Ian Chen broke it.
Ian Chen broke it. And I'm surprised, but I'm not surprised because they didn't change the design, they just changed the material. So I actually, because we're working on the Kitbash here, I actually have this part, this setup here. I'll talk about how to actually put them on and also what he can do to fix it.
Okay.
So let's look at that right now. This is for the Sinanju Stein, but it's the same design as the Sinanju version Ka and also the OVA, which is what most people will be building now. And the culprit here is this peg right here. And first I'm going to explain why it breaks so often. So why it breaks so often is, especially with the version Ka, it was really stiff, is that people would assemble the entire bottom of the kit, which is pretty big and bulky, and then they'd assemble the entire top of the kit, which is even bigger and bulkier because it's Sinanju. And then they would have to try and get their hands around it and mash it together, applying force properly. But because it's so big and your hands are like holding on to different areas, it was difficult to put the force where it needed to be. And if you were just a little bit off, ka-chunk, you would end up with that breakage. So what I suggest everybody do is take off any plastic that you don't think it needs to be there before you actually start to put it together. So in this case, like I can take this off. This is something totally different, but I would actually take off, the side skirts and maybe even the front and back, so that all I'm holding is, the skirt part and the legs if I need to. And when it comes to the torso, take off this big backpack. You want to be able to grip it like this and not like this. And if you have the proper grip, once you go to put it in, you apply pressure directly, but also just turn it just enough. Now this is the newer type plastic, so it's not that difficult for me. But even with the old version Ka, this is how I would do it. And because I wasn't pushing at the wrong angle, I didn't have any breakage problems like a lot of people have experienced. And once you get these together, you can go ahead and start putting all the other parts on. Now, I'll pull this back off again. If you've experienced breakage, usually what happens is you've got this on here, you go to put this on and snap, this thing breaks right here. Well, the first part is you've got this clump of nothing here that you can't use. If you're lucky, you can easily just pop this part off and actually try to trim as much of the broken peg away. And then from there, if you can find a metal rod in this diameter, you can just stick it in there, drill a little hole, stick it in there, or you can try to reconstruct this peg by finding a very thin metal rod, putting the peg back in place where it broke, gluing it, sanding it down, and then running the metal rod through there. And once you get that, it should be a lot stiffer. Of course, you can avoid having to try and do a lot of reconstruction just by ordering a part, because with the Sinanju OVA, I don't know if I can take this apart quickly enough here. With the Sinanju OVA and the Stein and the old version Ka, this part and this part are the only two parts you need to concern yourself about when it comes to sandwiching, clamshelling this section together. And this actual peg is only part of one part, which I think is K1. So if you do break this, you only need to find another K1. So if you can find any of those online shops that do replacement parts, order K1 and you'll be set. And I know people who have actually ordered a couple just to have extra just in case, because they have broken previous Sinanjus before. But other than resorting to some glue and steel peg, the only other option is just to be very, very careful. And this is a problem that most people are well aware of now. So I always suggest, you know, when you approach building a kit like this, that you know where the weak parts are. And usually the deficiencies in a kit's design are found pretty early. So if you check Google or the internet just after a kit comes out, if there's any problem with that kit, usually people will be writing about it. So you can kind of go into building it yourself, knowing what to expect. So there you go. All right, so I got them together. So if you're careful when you put them together, you should be okay. But if you do break it, then, you know, do what I suggest. Okay.
Now, that's all the questions. I'll just finish on saying, please friend us or like us or whatever you do on YouTube.
Yep.
And join our competition and our community on HobbyLink TV. And we do have Facebooks as well. You're welcome to post there. And we do have a Reddit. We do post regularly on Reddit on the Gunpla groups.
Yeah.
So keep in touch with the Reddit group.
Yeah.
And that's all what I have to say. I'm going to be away for 2 weeks, so you guys take it easy as well.
Yep. I'm going to take it easy, Ryan.
So just going to take it easy. I'll try not do anything while I'm away, so don't expect my nutcracker until a bit later.
Okay.
But yeah, that's all I have to say.
All right, next time I'm in front of the camera, I'll be showing a bunch of wings. And also we'll be looking at probably RG Strike 3 in the next couple weeks as well. As Christmas is gearing up, the big release is coming. So yeah, we're going to show them all here, and the Mallard will be progressing. All right?
Yep.
See you later.